I'm Shanta Maria. In my previous module, you have heard me on play. In this module, I'll be dealing with types of play. Children are found playing in all situations, even in serious environment. It could be even in hot sun or even just before examination. This is the characteristic difference between a child and an adult. The adult world always wants productive output that can be quantifiable. But I, as a believer of play, I advocate adults to look at life from the attitude of play. That is, to be curious of new things, the urge to explore, to accept change, ability to repeat till one masters, to motivate non-attempters, and to take risk in exploring will add zest to life. Montessori and Froebel have said that work is play. The responsibility of the adult is to nurture play and to use play to work with children. To understand types of play is the main aim of this module. In this module, let us focus on the types of play. Play is classified differently based on the context of use. It could be a physiotherapist, a child developmentalist, early childhood educator, athletic trainer, or a pediatrician. Let us broadly look at it from the point of view of early childhood education. The classification of play is based on early childhood education in mind. 1. Solitary play, parallel play, passive play, associative play, constructive play or manipulative play, motor play, fantasy play or dramatic play, cooperative play, adventure or exploratory play or risk-taking play, creative play, sensory play, language play, games with electronic gadgets, traditional games, and competitive play. Solitary play. All of us have seen infants sitting with something that fascinates their attention and continue to play independently. This is most common in infancy. Let's look at Ankita, who is using a tumbler and a spoon and is constantly stirring. Is very happy when she is stirring, makes noise and repeats this and is happily engaged for at least 15 to 20 minutes at a time. Her mother most often uses this as an activity to keep her happily engaged. Little Preetham, an infant, is also involved in churning the egg beater in water. Some amusement in churning act is done in the medium of soap water. He is fascinated seeing the lather. Solitary play can also be seen in latter age group, but most predominant during infancy. The play that keeps one engaged without interaction with others or playing all by oneself is solitary play. Parallel play. When children are new at an early childhood education center, we can observe this kind of play among children. Children are playing alongside with one another without interaction. This is observed in infancy and it is common even in later childhood. Suma is in a sandpit. She is playing parallelly along with other children but not interacting with them. She is busy pouring sand as rain while other children are busy building the sand castle using their own hands or legs. Parallel play is playing alongside with other children or adults but no interaction with other children. This gives the children the freedom to play yet in a secure environment. Two children playing solitary play alongside could also contribute to parallel play. Passive play. In passive play, the child is not actively involved. He or she is watching the other play. Use of language, actions and intelligent moves that one makes enjoys the play throughout, not actively involved. Little Rishi accompanies his brother Viju for a football game and is passive player as he cannot play, as he is very young for the game and he is enjoying by observing. At the same time, he is learning the new game. Most of our adults enjoy the game of cricket by being passive players than active players. Associative play. This kind of play is most common in children of more than 3 years of age. They are found playing in the same environment, share toys but do not interact. Children could be playing in sandpit area, could share the models that they have but do not interact. In the block area, when each of them is having a set of blocks, they are building independently. One may offer one's block to complete the other's work, while the other may receive without thanking gesture. Constructive play or manipulative play. Children most often involved in constructing using blocks. They could be small or a big block, or even using material in nature. This is not a repetitive play, but a new creative idea may evolve at every step. This has taken different dimension with the toy industry, where age-specific building toys are available with clear instruction guidance manual. They are also topic specific. It could be railway station, supermarket. Child is expected to create a complete picture based on the expected guidelines. Constructive play may evolve out of curiosity when some material is provided for children to interact with at the same time. Example, a small cube that perfectly fits into a large block. The learning is the big block is made up of small blocks. Manipulative play is use of material with confidence, either to grip, to tear, to change from either squeezing or rolling, etc. Children develop the skill of using the finer muscle, which gives them a wider opportunity to play with clay, threading, cutting with scissors, tearing materials, dressing, which involves use of zips, buttons, laces, and smaller manipulative material that provide ample opportunity for manipulative play. This is encouraged through buttoning frames of Montessori material. This helps in eye-hand coordination and pincer grip, which is essential in formal education setting. Motor play. Motor play could also be grouped into fine motor and gross motor. Fine motor, those involving finer muscles, or pincer grip, these involving larger muscles. Sorting beads could also be fine motor activity, while jumping, running, swinging are larger muscle activity. Children play in combination of both these types of play. A balance of both these is necessary. Play activities that involve sliding or climbing help children to build confidence in oneself, which is very necessary in self-perception and for later years. Play activities that involve finer muscle is activity that which will involve neuron or neuromotor coordination, which will involve concentration. That means it will help a child to build attention span, which is necessary for later learning. Motor play is active play involving the movements of the body, small and large muscle coordination. Fantasy play or dramatic play. Children by the age of 3 years would have developed the ability to interact with one another. Their imagination is also fairly good. In dramatic play, they enact the adult roles in their play. It could be from being a fisherman or to a doctor or any other personality that impresses them. A group of children being as small as 2 to a large group of 4 or 5 would enjoy playing games that interest them. Vegetable shop, hospital, gas station, police station, etc. Anything that could be dramatized based on the environment which stimulates children. The group that is involved in this would have a clear idea of what roles they wish to take. If a preschooler plays doctor, a 5-year-old may be ready to enact a story. In this, all participating players have observed and experienced the adult world by engaging in the roles. This gives them the picture of the adult world, what is expected out of them in the roles they wish to play. This is immense value for social skills required in later life. Dramatic play is imitative play. Imaginary play is age appropriate. The gender identification begins in this play as children grow older. Cooperative play. Let us imagine children playing in a sandpit. Both children are not familiar with one another. Both are building castles. One is looking for some material, it is supplied by the other, or even when the other is not asking. The acknowledgement nor the word of thanks is not uttered by the child who receives. Imagine Suma and Uma are playing using blocks and are playing alongside. Suma is not able to balance the pillar. Uma spontaneously from her pile of blocks picks up one that suits to fix Suma's construction. Here, one fails to utter the magic word thanks, but we understand from these two examples that children continue to play at the same place independently without even verbally communicating with each other. At the same time, go out of their play domain to help the other child playing. Cooperative play gives one's the security at play, but strictly keeping one's own boundary. Cooperative play is to parallel play, but to share material without asking one another in such a way that one does not even realize but cooperates. Adventure or exploratory play or risk-taking play. Exploratory behavior is an innate quality in human being. This is most predominant in younger age. Adventure play is to explore another object for its function, characteristics to dismantle and to assemble. This type of play is because one is drawn to the object or intuitive thinking. It is found at all ages. An infant or school-age child, a toddler, may not know the effort of pulling down the table cover or shall not think of the consequences, but would attempt. If the attempt is successful, gives him or her the confidence. If it is not, may develop a diffident attitude. This is true at all ages. The adult need to be supportive to encourage them for the exploratory behavior of the environment and objects that they interact with. The adult support will encourage them to attempt again or to overcome the negative experience. Little Arun of 3 years was very scared of furry objects. Whenever he saw this in his environment, he would exhibit hesitant behavior and cling to his mother. A rational analysis showed that as a toddler, when he interacted with a pet that was sleeping, he had attacked him. This has caused fear in him. Timid behavior to a furry object was this particular experience. An adult's monitoring role is essential in adventure play. In older children, this may affect their personality. To not to give up easily, develop self-confidence and aim at tougher skills. Self-confidence because of superior skills compared to his or her peers. Play area encourages children to take risk. At the same time, there needs to be protection ensured. This is at a little older age, beyond 4 years, because the slide which are difficult to climb or slide down, but it is made friendly by providing railing on either side. The swing is fixed with a thick sand bed or a rubber flooring, bicycle with a balancing wheels which will encourage independent movement. Creative play. Creative play is where children are active, what they want from materials around them and can providing a toy that is ready. Examples, a toddler can provide with a pull toy or a wheel could be used to create a pull toy. The complexity could increase by turning it to run alongside the wheel, keeping the wheel in motion at all time. Creative play encourages a child to imagine, helps in developing problem-solving ability. In the present world, there is less opportunity for creative play as markets are providing everything for play for ready to use. Example, bottle caps can be used to create wheels, ball pen refill to form the axle of a wheel, fiber pieces could be used to sew garment for a toy. Creative play is also the highest order of play as one has to visualize, comprehend and innovate. Sensory play. Infants who are in the sensorial period The senses are very active. Any object that stimulates their senses is a play situation for a toddler. Children are attracted to objects, texture, color, smell, sound are all of interesting objects of play. For the young, the market has used this knowledge and has come up with number of toys that draw their attention. Example, soft toys that cry like animals, toys when squeezed produce sound. Language play. Language is an expression of child's thinking process. New words learnt facilitate their expression. Rhymes, words, songs all become source of new words to be learnt and used. The rhythm, when picked up, lasts for days till such time a new one catches their interest. Picture books, storybooks are good sources to introduce words to children. The adults in the child's environment could be good source of language game for the children. Tongue twisters, action songs all become a part of this play. Games with electronic gadgets. Information technology has swept the market in a great way. It attracts all age infants to adults, captivating their interest. It is also available on mobile phones to smartphones. Traditional play. Traditional play is those that are unique to each culture or geographical region. The local toy manufactured in that particular area may also influence play. The checkerboard that is part of every family in the yesteryears. Example, Kondapalli toys of Andhra Pradesh, Channapatna toys of Karnataka. Most of these use the locally available raw material and manufacture a toy which gives an uniqueness to play. The Alaguli Mane of Karnataka, a toy that is parallel irrespective of age. The younger children pick up seeing the adults. This helps in bonding, interpersonal relationship, swift handling of seeds help them in motor coordination. Competitive play. Play brings in joy as one masters the skill. They wish to test their own ability. This test of one's ability brings in competition. Children learn social transaction of sharing, cooperating and expressing emotions in the manner that is accepted by playmates. Children begin to move away from egocentric stage gradually. Competition also helps a child to understand in a game one can also be a loser. Every loser has to be combated with more improved skills to win. It teaches one to resilient ability. Competition may be very simple at young age, but it may become complex as children grow older. The simple catch and throw of a ball may become complex as shooting a ball into a basket. Cycling versus skating. Research views on types of play. It is very interesting to understand the pedagogy of introduction to a toy, how it helps in learning. In an experiment conducted by MIT professor Laura, her graduate student showed that if a toy are introduced directly, it is allowed to explore how children would behave. From their experiment, it was learned that those children who were introduced to it directly were less exploratory than those who explored the toy without the adult. The implication to learning is that children used less cognitive ability when all the information was given to them versus when allowed to explore. Direct teaching is not facilitating cognitive skills, though it may show good result on the state standards. Layard and colleagues set out to review all research they could find that looked at relationship between pretend play and range of early childhood outcomes, including cognitive and academic as well as social outcomes. They did not find sufficient number of studies in small areas like emotional regulation. Their review showed that pretend play was viewed in 3 different ways. 1. They said that literature showed that pretend play carries great support to the development. Pretend play contributes to outcome. Second, pretend play is not only driving force for outcome, there are other forces acting at the same time. Third, pretend play is not responsible for the development of other areas or other domains, but it is vice versa. Other domains influence pretend play. Judith found that most of the surprising things to parents, moderately masculine toys encourage children's physical, cognitive, academic, musical, and arithmetic skills more so than moderately feminine ones. This is contrary to the old thinking, where it was believed that masculine toys promote aggressive behavior. Judith and her colleagues found that gender type toys children at play school are invariably engaged with toys. It is interesting to learn the influence of toys on children. It was found that some of the toys were powerful influence on children's thinking, interaction with peers, and creative expression, while others do not. Toys that look most interesting to adults are not very impressive to the child and are not effective in promoting development. The findings are guidelines for adults with children that they need to observe if the toy is eliciting balance of play behavior across social, intellectual, and creative areas of development. Play is viewed differently by different users based on end goal that one wishes to achieve. It could be education or therapeutic. Play has also been classified into different types to understand clarity and its implication of growth and development. Play facilitates cognitive, language, physical, and socio-emotional development. Research reveals along with play, other development forces also act. The achievement need not be attributed to play alone. Adults in the child's environment need to observe that a toy is used in play by the child has an equivalence in all domain of development. Play is work for children. It is also adults' work to understand the role of play in the young children's life. Adults' role is to use play and foster development.